Consider the multitudes of choices that you've made since you woke up this morning. You have made literally hundreds of choices since your eyes have opened. For instance, you made the choice to get up at a specific time today. You've also made the choice about what to wear this morning. You probably made the choice about what to eat for breakfast. Or should I style my hair this way or that? Should I read the newspaper at the table or on the couch? The list goes on and on. We all develop habits and routines that we sometimes take for granted. You really don't think about how you got dressed. You just did it in a manner that made sense to you. Now consider the people you work with, namely the consumers. In group living situations, the choices are naturally diminished to a certain degree because of how a CBRF, adult family home, or other living arrangement tends to operate. The fact is, there is sometimes a limited amount of time to get tasks completed. Now consider yourself in this kind of situation. Consider the fact that you rely on others on a daily basis. What would life be like if most of the choices you make during the course of a day were taken away from you? Let this be the groundwork for considering the involvement of choices during the day for the consumers you work with. Consider how the consumer will feel if you let him or her be involved with choices during their waking hours. Although providing cares of various kinds, like bathing and providing ADL skills, are pretty cut and dried in terms of what you will need to do, allowing simple choices like when, and in some cases how, can make a huge difference in the daily life of the people we serve. Providing choices can have a positive effect on the consumers you work with.
Well, I believe it gives our consumers a higher self-esteem when they have a choice. They also have a feeling of control over their own lives, happiness when they have that choice. They get to maintain their independence. It also is like a booster for their own respect and their self-esteem. It makes them feel better for who they are.
The absence of choice is undesirable. If choice is holistically denied, the consumers you work with will behave in a very different way than they do with staff who involve choice. Put simply, consider how you would behave if right now I limited your choices for today. Well, it is true that certain consumers need to have choice limitations due to behavioral or safety issues. All consumers need to be creatively and appropriately asked questions about how they would like to proceed with elements of their day.
There's one person in the home I'm at that hates to have showers just because it takes up time, and they think that, that they get cold after their showers, and they hate showers. And so for the first 5 years, everything was the same as it always had been. This person always got a shower in the afternoon, when they came home from work, like 3 days a week, always in the afternoons, And really bad behavior problems like self-abuse, biting themselves, unhooking their seatbelt, trying to throw themselves on the chair, out of the chair onto the floor, really negative behavior. I just assumed it was just because of the shower, and that's all there was, and it was just always going to be like this forever. But then one day that person said, I want my shower in the morning. Can I have my shower in the morning? And I said, absolutely. It doesn't make any difference to me if it's in the afternoon or in the morning. And so we've been doing that for the past several years now. And I'm not saying that they just absolutely look forward to showers, but there is absolutely no self-abuse.
Bottom line, do your best to be sensitive to choice, involving choice making for the people you serve. Even consumers who are nonverbal have basic communication skills they exhibit to let you know if they are in agreement with something you may or may not be doing. The pure fact of the matter is that choice giving tends to make a positive impact on the people that you work with or will work with. Sure, you may not always notice instantaneous gratification from the consumer, but you must consider that each little step that you take to provide appropriate choice can make a difference in a person's life, whether that choice ends up being a big deal or not in the mind of the consumer. The effort is what counts.